So this is one of my favourite stories from drinks history. There was a period we call the gin craze between 1730 and 1750, when the British government of the day were having a moral panic about the amount of gin being consumed by the working classes. And people were drinking pints of the stuff, just from tankards. This is a century before the invention of tonic water, and they were drinking themselves to death and destitution. Now, how it got to that point is a tale for another day, but all you need to know for now is that Parliament and drinkers got into a cat and mouse game where laws would be introduced to curb usage and then people would find ways around those laws. And it's in the aftermath of one such law that this story takes place, the Gin Act of 1736, which introduced unaffordable licenses, fines for people caught illegally selling gin, and importantly, rewards for people who informed on those gin sellers. Now I'd like to introduce our hero, an Irishman called Captain Dudley Bradstreet. Now Bradstreet is one of those wonderfully roguish characters you sometimes get in history. He's been a playwright, a poet, and most notably a secret agent who'd worked on behalf of Britain in the Jacobite rebellion against Bonnie Prince Charlie. He's also something of an entrepreneur, and he realises there's money to be made from gin, but wants to avoid prosecution and comes up with a ruse. He examines the Gin Act and realises that if he just remains anonymous, no one can inform on him and he can get away with it. So a lawyer friend rents a property, Bradstreet buys the gin and he opens his gin shop. And this is where it gets clever, because you can't just walk into his gin shop. He keeps his doors locked. He then buys a large wooden sign comprising a carving of a cat, which he mounts on the exterior wall of his gin shop. He then makes two holes from the inside through the wall, one where the cat's mouth is, and in the other one he installs a pipe that comes out by the paw. So instead of people going inside to buy gin, they stand outside by the sign and say, "Puss, give me 2 pennyworth of gin." And if there's someone on the inside, the sign would say "meow back," which is the cue for the customer to put money in the cat's mouth and then put their tankard under the cat's paw and await the gin to come out, thus creating the world's first vending machine. He sells his gin and avoids arrest. After this, Puss and Mew shops, as they are known, start popping up all over London, and the Puss and Mew is still a pub name to this day.